The darkness inside Emma's house was no longer just a feeling. It had taken shape, a cold presence that clung to her like a second skin. Each morning, waking up was like pulling herself from a nightmare she could never fully escape. Her reflection in the cracked mirror no longer matched her movements perfectly. Sometimes it lagged, other times it moved on its own, smirking with those hollow, endless eyes. She stopped answering her phone. Friends' voices turned distant echoes in her mind, reminders of a world she was losing faster than she wanted to admit. One night, the whispers weren't just whispers anymore. They formed words, low and sibilant, crawling under her skin like icy spiders. "Come to me. Come to me." Emma tried to resist, but the basement door creaked open again, inviting her into its depths. The symbols on the walls glowed brighter now, ancient, unreadable runes that pulsed with a heartbeat of darkness. As she descended, her heartbeat thundered, but it wasn't just fear. It was something else, an unshakable pull from the shadows themselves. At the bottom, the black mirror shard rested on the pedestal, humming louder than before, vibrating with malevolent life. Her fingers brushed the shard's surface, and a shock of cold ran up her arm, freezing her blood. Suddenly, the shadow appeared, solid and terrible, a nightmare given flesh. It reached out, touching her forehead with a whisper of smoke. "You belong to me," it hissed. Emma's vision blurred, her body stiffened, and for a moment she felt her soul fray like a worn thread. But then, a spark of defiance flared inside her chest. She pulled away, staggering backward, clutching the shard tightly. With trembling hands, she smashed the shard on the floor. Glass exploded, scattering light in jagged shards, but the shadow's laughter filled the basement, echoing like a curse. Breaking the prison only frees the prisoner. And the curse. Emma fled upstairs, the house groaning around her as if waking from a long sleep. Doors slammed, windows rattled, and in every reflective surface, the shadow's grin awaited her. She wasn't just trapped, she was hunted. Emma barely remembered how she got back to her bedroom. The house felt alive, whispering secrets in a language older than time. Every reflection in the cracked mirror's shards showed fragments of her soul unraveling, a twisted version of herself trapped behind glass, waiting. Sleep was a distant memory. Instead, she drifted in a half-life between waking and nightmares, where the shadow stalked her relentlessly. It wasn't just in the house anymore. She caught glimpses of it in dark windows, water reflections, even her phone screen. The grin, the hollow eyes, always watching. One morning, Emma woke to find a message scrawled on her bedroom mirror in condensation. "You're next." Her heart slammed against her ribs. She wiped it away, but the words reappeared, dripping like blood. Desperation drove her back to the basement. She needed answers, a way to break free. The basement was colder than before, the runes pulsing like a heartbeat, alive and hungry. Emma's fingers brushed the walls, tracing the symbols that seemed to writhe beneath her touch. A voice echoed, soft and cold, "Find the origin, or become the shadow." Emma's breath hitched. Somewhere in this house was a secret, a curse bound to the mirror, to the shadow, to her fate. Determined, she searched the basement's darkest corners until her fingers found a loose floorboard. Beneath it lay a dusty journal, its pages yellowed with age. She flipped through the fragile sheets, reading about a man who once lived here, a mirror maker obsessed with capturing souls. His final entry was a warning. "The mirror is a prison, but also a gateway. Once opened, the shadow feeds on the living. Only the broken can save themselves." Emma's skin crawled. She was both prisoner and prey. Suddenly, the basement door slammed shut. The shadow was near, its cold breath on her neck. "Choose," it whispered. "Become one with me, or be consumed." With trembling hands, Emma grabbed the journal and the largest mirror shard she could find. She braced herself for the fight of her life. a battle for her soul in the haunted heart of the house. Emma gripped the shard tighter, heart pounding. The shadow surged forward, a black wave of cold and despair. But as it touched the glass, the shard pulsed with a blinding light. The darkness screamed, twisting, shrinking, until it shattered into nothing. Breathing hard, Emma stared at her reflection. For the first time in weeks, she saw herself clearly. No hollow eyes, no cruel grin. Just her. Yet, as the first light of dawn crept through the window, a faint whisper lingered in the air. "This isn't over." Emma swallowed hard, knowing some darkness hides forever. Waiting. Finished. That's all for our video, friends. If you want more videos like this, please specify them in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Have a nice day.